press charges, Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
He was talking to his agent at the very beginning.
We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him.
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Who's Max?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan. She even has a fan site dedicated to you. And she was very helpful when I was looking for you. Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car? Just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high?
If so, what
Have you
on?
been drinking?
Do you have any more?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do
and
you
everything's
understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that?
There's
Don't get me
Bucktooth
wrong,
Charlie,
it's a
guys.
good
It's a
story,
mammoth.
Could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
Oh, the game is old. Yeah, it makes it more interesting sometimes.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake.
Still, yeah.
Shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure.
Find the form.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing, listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds.
Did I not pick up the form? Cool. Wait, did I really not pick up the form? I guess not.
If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going
Anyway,
there
for Barry to
real
finish
funny,
his
Al.
monologue.
You can quit it now.
His one-man show. Maybe I need to approach Rusty from this side. Oh, okay.
I think this is the form you
Okay.
wanted.
Okay, gang.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
And the last time
Thanks.
somebody gave you
Can you
keys,
tell me
your
how to
wife
get to Lover's
disappeared.
Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too. If you have any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that.
Nice.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on! I mean, okay. Okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller. What would you think if it was me? There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a
In
gun.
those pants?
No one asked you to come here,
I'd
Barry.
walk away.
Either work with me on this or go straight back to New York. Your choice.
thought I had to get the keys from him. That's the only reason I stayed listening to him.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al! Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her. This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. But you're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help, and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
And this is how the movie Outbreak starts.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be Deliverance all over again.
Bless you.
Oh, this place is trying to kill me. I'll bet there's mold in here, spores, poison ivy.
I'm gonna drop this
God
link
knows
really
what.
fast because I'm actually
This
really
is
happy
so not worth
that.
a 15% commission.
Oh wow, that needs to be updated too. That's from last year, but we hit $200 so far this year on Extra Life.
Lock the
But
door
I'm
when
going
I
to take a quick AFK,
Yeah, you go ahead and do what
I'll
you
be
have
right
to do.
back. So
I'll
hang
be
tight, chat.
fine.
Welcome back, chat. Sorry about that. I got a text from my mom, and I just found out that she is home from the ER. But everything is fine, so just want to check in with her really fast, and I'm back. Let's continue. She says she's okay. I'll talk to her more tomorrow. She's going to get some rest.
Real funny, Al. Real funny. Ha ha! Thank you. I'll just sit here in the dark till you come back, or until I get eaten by a grue.
Because he's
I'll
incapable
wait
of
here, Al. I'll
walking
hold down
downstairs
the
and
fort.
flipping a light switch.
I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Locking the door now.
Barry had the keys to the car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest.
All right.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
Cool.
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Random trash can. Always check everything.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage. No plan, really. Just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do much more than that, you know.
Oh, tell me about it. No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
Yes, exactly.
It's a playground. Yeah. I mean, yeah, warm and fuzzy psychotic breaks, right? Here's a question that I'll pose, not remembering very much, but it makes me think. Did the phone even ring? Oh, this looks very well kept.
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially in Night Springs. Tonight's episode, The Man in the Mirror.
All right, quick story time for chat. Here we go. So as many of you know, I'm not really scared of that many things. I kind of like horror. I kind of like the scary stuff. It makes me smile. It makes me feel alive with some of the darkness that I've seen in life. But there's one time in my life that I've been absolutely horrified, and it lasted for a long time. And I'm not even talking about combat. So way back when Unsolved Mysteries was a really, really big thing, we used to crowd around and watch it on our little TV that we had. And I remember we lived in California at the time. And it was late at night. We were allowed to stay up late. We were watching it, and it was one of the Halloween ghost episodes. So they were talking about this hotel that was a house that was apparently haunted by a pirate. I don't remember if it was Blackbeard, but I think Blackbeard may have been mentioned, but it wasn't. That's not a thing. But anyway, so this is back in the late 80s. Definitely not the 90s yet. So think about the graphics back then. For those of you that can, Meg, you're exempt from that thought. But it was, it was one of those shows late at night. There's a little storm outside. Everything was fine. And they're talking about this hotel. And they were having this interview with this person who had this experience. And here's what the experience was. I was laying in my bed late at night, and I remember hearing voices. And I remember hearing a knock on the door. And I opened up my eyes and asked who was there, and nobody answered. So before I could get out of bed, I realized I wasn't able to move. And I looked, and the TV in the room turned on, and there was a face. And those wonderful people at Unsolved Mysteries flashed the screen to make your TV look like a ghostly face saying, "Get out of my house. You're not welcome." I could not exist with a TV off for 3 years. It was the most horrifying crap I ever saw as a kid. Besides the one that happened like 10 years later. And I saw things as a kid. I saw a lot of things as a kid. That's a whole other story for another day that I'm going to save for Halloween this year. But yeah, jump scare. It jump scared the crap out of me. I felt terrified for the first time in my life. And again, I have seen things in my life. And even at that age, I had seen things. But the TVs are getting to me a little bit in a good way. Everything else is awesome. It doesn't really bug me now. I don't have that problem anymore. But it was a problem growing up. So there's a little insight into Cranio Dad for you. If you want more awesome, scary stories that are absolutely going to blow your mind and maybe even enthrall you, excite you, scare you, I'm working on something for Halloween. It's going to be a special. We'll think about it. We'll talk about it. Anyway, you lived in a legit haunted house for months in a university. I was born in a haunted house. My house had an exorcism on it when I was less than 2 years old. I was rocked to sleep by a ghost. Back to the game chat. Oh yeah, absolutely, Mike. 100%.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. "Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page."
Nice. Hey, the only thing that made the Casper movie any good was Christina Ricci, and I'll say it there and I'll leave it there.
Otherwise was no head injury. Rusty, damn.
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming! Please, help me! Anybody? Help me! Help! Help me! Can you hear me? Anyone! Please help! Help me! Hello?
Ooh.
Back here.
Mr. Wake?
Oh, hell.
It happened just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must. The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.
Dude, I don't think Rusty's gonna make it.
Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened. Shh. Good boy.
Oh, dude, you let the dog out. Dog helps you. Everything's fine. This is why they have housekeepers.
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on. The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way, felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone.
Oh, good. Batteries. Revolver ammo. Good, 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 good.
I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Rusty! Rusty!
At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe. The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness. Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
But the mammoth is still there. Oh, shut up.
Please don't feed the animals.
Fishing
Is only permitted
for those
visitors.
who purchase a park
Fishing.
license. Obey
The park ranger's instructions.
at all times.
Rusty? Rusty, no!
Never.
Yours.
Two bears and wolves never go
Easy. The voice, yeah, right? Low on batteries now. Low on batteries. Go back through and see if there's anything over there that I'm missing before I go the way that I know it wants me to go, which is probably that way. They just want a hug, Meg. They're not horrifying. I don't think I went in here. Might be some batteries. Or a thermos. But no. Alright, cool. Batteries in a dream. Let's go, chat. Checkpoint reached. A lot of blood.
What the hell was that? I saw from the window. I saw something.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
Totally would have missed that. Let's see what we're going to run into, chat.
In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would.
I didn't think that the trail was bending that way. I didn't. I thought it was having me cut through. My bad. Check everything. Batteries. Thank you. Can't carry any more ammo. Lover's Peak. Any yellow arrows?
Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.
Ooh, entrance to the Moonshine Cave. Aha! Five hidden chests. Reminds me of high school. Hey, Weaseltoe. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
This is so great.
All right, so my balcony just got a little less safe. So what you want to do is when you are in a free fall, when you're falling, hit your space bar,
okay,
which will deploy your wings.
I'll be back.
In a comfy shirt kind of day. Yeah, things are chasing me in the dark. Cranio Dad runs into the cave. Let me check this out. All right, a porta potty, park ranger's hat. Okay. I know I saw more than this one. Radio funnel. Radio funnel. Come on, don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. Triplets. It's a comfy shirt, man. So you don't have a weasel on it? Anything over here? Camera doesn't want me to go this way, so I'm thinking probably not. All the shirts you have are your shirts? Well, that's true. Taking care of finding out where my wife is this way. This way. See.
Nobody in Bright Falls seemed to know where Al was, but Rose, the waitress at the diner.
The brochure swap? Yep.
From what Barry could tell, Al pretty much fell off the face of the earth when he left the diner. Rose was just the kind of fan that Al hated, but she really tried to help. She was smart, too, knew a lot about what was going on in the town, knew a lot about Al, even knew who Barry was. Barry liked her. That was no big surprise. When it came to women, Barry and Al rarely saw eye to eye.
That's because Barry's so short, though. Software, which is what I say if I wore any. Love it.